Hello students, today we'll be studying about Mendel's law of inheritance. Gregor Johann Mendel has given three laws. First law is law of dominance, second law is law of segregation, and third law is law of independent assortment. Based on the experiments he performed on the pea plants, he has given these three laws. Firstly, we need to know about certain terms. So, there is a term known as monohybrid cross and the other one is dihybrid cross. So, he performed the experiment on pea plants and he has done the crossing of the pea plants by taking a single trait. That character can be flower color also, it can be height also. When he took only single trait, then that type of crossing is known as monohybrid cross. The crossing done between the pea plants by taking only a single trait, by doing the crossing between the two plants who are differing in the color, in the flower color, is known as monohybrid cross. And when the crossing was done by taking two traits, means when he has taken two of the pea plants, both of them differ in the color and in the height also, then it is said to be dihybrid cross. When both the plants have different height and have different color as well. So, two traits when taken in consideration, it is said to be dihybrid cross. So, firstly, we will talk about monohybrid cross. Based on the monohybrid cross, he has given two laws, law of dominance and law of segregation. The first two laws. Firstly, let us talk about monohybrid cross. So he did the crossing between two pea plants which were differing in the heights. So first parent was having the tall height while the other parent was dwarf. One pea plant was tall and the another pea plant was dwarf. Both acted as a parent and the crossing was done between them. For crossing, we need to have the gametes. The gamete involvement has to take place. So when we remove the gamete, so we got capital T from the tall plant and small t from the dwarf plant. And the way they are represented, how the parents will be represented, they will be represented in the form of genotype. So tall plant is represented by capital T and dwarf plant is represented by small t. When we remove the gamete, we got capital T from tall plant and small t from dwarf plant. And when the crossing was done, when the fertilization was done, we got capital T, small t as the product. So the offspring, the new generation which was obtained was capital T and small t, which is known as the hybrid variety, having the combination of the tall plant also and the dwarf plant also. It is having the characteristic of tall as well as dwarf plant. This is known as the first filial generation, which was heterozygous. Heterozygous means both the alleles are present, capital T also and small t also. While the parents on the other hand were homozygous. Tall plant was represented by capital T. So both the alleles were homozygous. While here the alleles are different, so it is considered to be heterozygous. So the hybrid offspring obtained was heterozygous. Okay. Now second generation has to be obtained. For the second generation, this offspring which was obtained in first generation acted as the parent, and the crossing was done with the another pea plant having the same genotype. So when the crossing is done between the genetically similar plant, then it is said to be selfing. When crossing is done between the plants which are genetically similar, it is said to be selfing. Now, we remove the gametes. So, we got capital T and one small t. We remove the gametes from the another parent also, and we got capital T and small t. Now, the selfing will be done. The method of performing selfing is Punnett square. So, this method is known as Punnett square method. For the Punnett square, we draw the checkerboard, and on the one side of the checkerboard we write down the alleles of one of the parent. So here we have written the alleles of one of the parent, this one suppose, and on the other hand we have taken the alleles of the another parent, this one we consider it as male and the another one is considered as female. So this one is considered as female and this one as male. You can take the other the vice versa as well. Now the crossing will be done. How we will do the crossing between capital T and capital T? So we get capital T, then capital T small t, we got capital T small t, then between capital T small t we got capital T small t, then between small t and we got small t small t. At the end we have got 4 of the offsprings, each having different genotype. We got different genotype. Now see, one of the genotype was capital T, another one was small t, and third one was capital T and small t. 3 different genotype has been obtained. Now we will be taking out the genotypic and the phenotypic ratio. If you remember, phenotypic ratio means the physical appearance. So how will be the physical appearance of the individuals? Now see, the physical appearance will be tall, capital T represented the tall parent, and capital T small t and capital T small t will also be considered as tall. Why it will be considered as tall? We will be talking when I'll be explaining this law of dominance. While the genotype which is represented as small t will be considered to be dwarf. So we obtained the phenotypic ratio which is 3:1. So 3 of them were tall while only one of them was dwarf. So the ratio of tall and dwarf will be 3:1. Now we have to take out the genotypic ratio. So you can see one genotype is this, another one is this, and the third one are these. So we got the genotypic ratio 1:2:1. 1:2:1. 1 for capital T, 2 for capital T small t, and the other one for small t small t. Now we will talk about the law of dominance. Law of dominance states that when two homozygous individuals, so here are the two homozygous individuals, see. These are the two homozygous individuals with one or more set of contrasting character. Here only one set of contrasting character, one trait has been taken. And when they are crossed, when these homozygous individuals are crossed, then the characteristics which appear in F1 hybrids are dominant. So the characteristic which appeared in F1 hybrid will be dominant, and those which do not appear will be recessive. What does this dominant and recessive means? Now see, one of the parent was tall and the another parent was dwarf. The tall parent was represented by capital T, while the dwarf parent was represented by small t, small t. while the offspring which we obtained was a tall variety, was a tall plant. Why we considered it as tall? As it contains both capital T also and small t also. We considered it as tall because the allele which is representing the tall plant is dominant. Means capital T is dominant allele while the small t is recessive allele. Why capital T is said to be a dominant allele? Because it is dominating itself. How it is dominating? Because the offspring which was obtained in the first generation was tall. The offspring which was obtained in the first generation was tall, was representing the characteristic of the tall parent. That means this tall parent which was having the allele capital T is dominant, as it was represented in the first generation. And the small t which was also present was not able to express itself. Although it is still present in the first generation, but it was not able to express itself. That is why it is considered to be a recessive allele. It got suppressed by the dominant allele. That is why it is said to be a recessive allele. So law of dominance states that when two homozygous individuals are crossed, the F1 generation which we get will have the dominant allele as well as the recessive allele. The dominant allele will be able to express itself while the recessive allele will be suppressed by the dominant allele. Now we move on to the law of segregation. The second law, law of segregation. Segregation means separation. We studied till now that in F1 generation we got the hybrid variety. Now we will move on further and we'll see the law of segregation. The law of segregation states that when a pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid. Now see, a pair of allele, one allele is capital T and the another allele is small t, is brought together in a hybrid, the members of the allelic pair remain together without mixing and separate from each other when the hybrid forms the gametes. These remain together, but when the crossing is being done, now when the selfing is being done, then we will obtain that they will be segregating. Now see how. We have obtained capital T, capital T, capital T, small t and small t, small t. Small t was present in the first generation also but was not able to express itself. Small t that was representing the dwarf plant was present in the F1 generation but was not able to express itself. But in F2 generation, if you can see, this is the F2 generation, second filial generation, in which it has been able to express itself. The dwarf plant, one of the offspring obtained was dwarf plant, and the small t, the recessive allele, which was not able to express itself in the first generation, was able to express itself in the second generation. And all this happens only because these alleles, capital T and small t, have created a certain have completely segregated and separated in the second generation. They remain together in the first generation, but when the crossing is being done, then when the selfing is being done between the similar plant, then what has happened, that they completely segregated and we got one of the offspring which was recessive. Why? And one of the offspring which was dominant, completely dominant, while the rest of the two offsprings were similar to that of the parent. When Now see, this law is also known as law of purity. So there is a reason behind. When we get only homozygous variety, when we get the homozygous variety, it is considered to be a pure species, pure allele. We have got the pure variety. So here two of the pure variety has been obtained and two of the hybrid variety has been obtained. That is why it is also known as the law of purity of gametes. So we concluded out of law of segregation that the capital T and small t, the hybrid variety, which was a combination of two different allele, contained the recessive allele in the first generation, which was not able to express itself, but due to the separation of the two alleles in the second generation, due to the separation of two alleles in the second generation, this recessive allele as well as the dominant allele have segregated and have created a pure variety apart from the hybrid variety. So the four offsprings obtained, out of which two were pure and two were hybrid. We'll end it up here.